Previously on the Treasures of the Laughing Abyss.
Can I do like a roll to see if I get a splinter?
Can I cast Glitter Beam on this corpse in front of me?
Which one? Top or bottom?
Oh.
Never thought we would have a glittering corpse, but here we are.
The captain knows how to read! Well, it's about fucking time.
Wait until you find out he can't see.
Welcome back to the Legends. What the hell am I saying? The Treasures of the Laughing Abyss. Set in my own world of Zafara, with the pirate crew known as the... What is it again?
Oh my
The Iron Abyss
Iron Abyss.
Pirates.
Yeah, I was looking for a response there. You're good. Led by their captain, Avery Ironmoon.
I am the captain, Avery Ironmoon.
That's sure. Their cook, Amros.
Hey.
We've got our resident card hustler, gambler, whatever you want to call him, Corvus.
Keep gambling.
That's
Don't
his whole
actually.
deal. Unfortunately, the bosun, Darenthal Shorecrasher.
Stop gambling.
Their quartermaster and navigator, Delora Pearl.
Baba Booey.
God damn it. The first mate of the crew, Fizz Silverbow.
Gamble responsibly.
Got 3 different versions of that phrase today. And the resident traumatized turtle, Toko.
If you're gonna gamble, win it back.
Win.
Sorry, I take it back. We have 4 versions of that today. Don't
Just win, obviously.
mind Toko
Yeah,
moving
win
around a little
500.
bit. Just as you can see, we're using a new overlay, so things are a little... I mean, I've got it mostly set up at this point. But things were a little iffy. So, last we left off, after defeating several goblin sharks within the monastery, not last but the previous session, God, I can speak, I promise. They found a secret passage and a secret little office as well within the monastery in a cave. Following that path down, they found a deeper set of caves, which we will go to now. And in these caves, they found too many corpses, a couple of saw sharks, and some skeletons. Fighting off the saw sharks, Toko has then dragged those bodies to shore. And that is where we left. So, I will open up to Toko first, I'd say. What are you doing now? As a reminder, you did notice both Saw Shark duelists are wearing your monastery's master's clothing.
I didn't think this through. She's probably gonna try to get the bodies ready for what she was taught originally, with respectfully burying her fellow monasterianites.
Not by the death cult, or?
Before that part.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The teachings before that. Before the discovery.
Toko doesn't know why they're wearing these.
Did I miss that lesson too?
No, like, you never rolled checks or anything to see, like, why are they wearing this? Where'd these outfits come from?
I'm sad and depressed. All my friends are gone.
So you're just
Oh
kind of...
my
Also, the
God,
other
we're
bodies
dead.
are your other... Well, no, actually, it's specific here. I need to go grab that list real quick.
To be fair, Darenthal brought in the Shaw Sharks.
That's true,
I was
he did.
bringing in everyone else. So I don't necessarily know that they're at the shore yet.
The one that got
True.
evaporated.
So with the others, you are doing exactly that. And in there, you are finding Alika, Nux, Yam, and a random extra person. Like, you don't know who this fourth body is, but it's not someone from the monastery. It's a, I mean, it's not unsurprising. It's a fire genasi. You'll find them here and there on the island. But yeah, a half elf, a half orc, a turtle like yourself, and this fire genasi. Are you doing the same kind of preparations with that fire genasi as you were doing with the other three?
Well, I mean, they are dead. I'm not rude that way.
So
Hey,
to
Toko.
Go ahead.
May I ask, Toko, are these guys, they're wearing the same armaments. Are these like the exact same ones, like taken off of them, or are they like
So the
maybe like a different color or something?
The three corpses are wearing pretty much the exact same thing, just modified. Like the turtle and Toko are wearing the exact same thing. The other two are adjusted a little bit because one is a woman and the other just didn't want to have their full chest out. So they're different, but they look the same. They're more on the simpler side with that like simple trim that you put on there. The genasi is wearing just like regular commoner's clothes, a plain tunic and some pants. All of which is of course
What's the
so
genasi
but genasi are kind of like genies. Mortal genies, effectively.
I thought. Okay, was it? What kind of elemental was it? Because if it was a particular type of elemental, then their body.
They're not elementals. They have an elemental lean, is the most accurate
I
description.
would have.
So they associate with an element, but they aren't of the element. Yeah, that's a better explanation. They're descended from genies. They're not actually genies. Kind of like a dragonborn would be. But this, you would know this offhand. Over here in Aglega, the genasi are the dominant kind of race in the ruling class here.
Okay.
Can I roll to see if I can figure out where this genasi came from?
Yeah, you can roll me. Let's go with investigation.
I suck at that one. We've been over this.
Well, it's
Investigating that.
the relevant stat here, unfortunately, or skill, I should say. Yeah, you got no clue.
Well, onward I go.
Darnthal, are you doing anything with these two? Oh, that's slightly off. With these two,
Corpses?
yes, thank you. Oh yeah, are you doing anything other than just pulling them to shore?
I mean, I think I'd do like just like a basic investigation of what they are.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation check. 12 does get you something.
Rude!
As you're going over like their effects, it's a little fancier, I guess is the best way to describe it, compared to what Toko and the others are wearing. But they're both decked out pretty much the exact same way in these purple robes with the sash across. But it's a deep purple, like a purple that is hard to get dye for. Not quite a royal type of purple, but it's very similar. And it is just much darker than what Toko has, or the others to boot. I mean, the others are wet, so it's hard to tell comparatively. Oh, actually, no, they're all white. What am I talking about?
I'm not what.
I meant the clothes, Avery. So in effect, what you're noticing is that this is fancier stuff. Your best guesses would be these are masters of the temple of the monastery. And what's interesting that you kind of notice, and you're not sure about this, you don't know how these articles of clothing function, but they don't look like they were ripped off of another body. Or they look like they were properly removed and properly donned. And you don't know if these saw sharks would know how to put on monk's robes. That seems like a very odd thing for them to know.
These guys are wearing clothes a bit that certainly doesn't look like something they'd normally wear, and I'd sort of relate that to the crew.
Does anybody else have comments, concerns, actions?
Well, I've just my character being who my character is. How would you know that about a saw shark? Like, that seems kind of a race-based assumption, isn't it?
Darnthal,
Yes.
roll me a nature check. Not to prove, not the whether or not you would know this, but whether or not you can explain why you know this. 15. So, and I'll just say this for you. While you have not, encountered these beings before, you know enough about these deep sea type of sharks. I mean, and on top of that, the goblet sharks up above were wearing effectively rags. These are proper full clothes. And you just kind of explain that. Because the goblet
So
sharks were
kind of
wearing
weird.
rags.
Like, is that like not a like, are races so stratified that one couldn't possibly have a different sense of fashion or a different amount of wealth than another, that they can wear different types of clothing? It just doesn't.
And
I don't think it's so much of a cultural thing to wear clothing. I think it's more so wearing the garb of their enemies to show the kill they have acquired for defeating such an enemy. Similarly to when a hunter gets a bear pelt or a jaguar pelt, makes it into a rug or a coat or a lovely set piece.
Yeah, but it didn't look
They'd
like
be like
they took
ripped
it.
and bloody if they did that. Unless they killed
I
them
mean-
in sleep or something.
I mean, I know that
Roll
sharks
investigation
love the scent of
advantage.
blood.
Who?
So it wouldn't be too out of the ordinary to find it irresistible and to find that irresistible quality similar to how we find a scary or like back to those taxidermy things, like the fact that they still have teeth or they keep the fangs in. They want to preserve like what more of the memory of the enemy they felt.
Toko comes around. Go ahead and your arrow on that one. That's insight. Actually, no. Insight is the correct skill. I am sorry.
No, still with advantage.
Still with advantage, yes. 19. So you're kind of hearing this chatter about like, oh, well, they're wearing this so nicely, and you come around and you're looking at them, and you see, you notice they're like your own. They have a necklace of beads, and you know, like everyone, like the necklaces are on your fellow acolytes as well, and everyone has their own style to them to some degree. And as you look at these necklaces, they haven't been, I mean, they're there, first of all. Like, and they look fully intact. They don't seem to have been roughly ripped off a body or anything like that. But you recognize them as the ones that Squid and Azor wore. And as you look at the clothing and the way it's worn, you know very well how these are worn. It doesn't even look to you like they were removed at all. Roll me a wisdom
Wait.
saving throw.
Hashtag
And I am going to
Oh,
actually...
Can I even
No.
save throw.
Save throw.
That's
The realization hits you, and you lurch back. You're able to keep yourself conscious and sane, and you don't lose your mind effectively, but you realize in that moment that you and these pirates were the ones to kill 2 of your masters. Because they were transformed into those saw sharks. Now, it's a solace to you as you're able to be a bit more rational in the moment that they likely lost their minds due to this transformation. There was no speech, there was nothing other than this near animal instinct to just attack and kill. So likely you did them a mercy, but that doesn't make it any less horrifying. Do you choose to do
Right.
anything with this information? Also, yeah, big rib.
Toko, well, probably sink below the water and start sobbing because she doesn't know what else to do or think, even if she's sane at the moment.
Is anyone watching Toko in this moment as she comes around? Are you just kind of talking amongst yourselves?
I'd probably be keeping an eye on her. She is my new bestie, after all.
I need you to roll me your perception check. Anybody else?
I think
I'm
I was too
watching.
distracted by the conversation.
Fizz?
Well,
Yeah, I'm watching.
I would like to roll perception check.
No, I'm gonna say you are. Oh no, you're facing the right direction, so that check can be made.
You can't flip the icon.
And Darenthal as well. Make that check for me.
Can you? Can you flip the icon?
What do you mean
can
flip the
rotate it.
icon? Yeah, you can rotate him. You can't do.
Like
You
a
can't
Facing
do
the other
reversals.
way now.
That'd be an
Nice.
image thing. Thank you, Avery. So Avery and Delora, you're more focused on the bodies and Darenthal's explanation than you are on like Toko kind of moving around behind. However, Darenthal and Fizz, both of you over fucking 20, both see her like recoil and sink under the water. Darenthal, you're close enough that you can tell. I mean, the water is murky. You can't really see through it that well. I mean, outside of your dark vision. But what you can tell is that like you can see her hands come up to her face, and that's about all you can easily catch. But you both fully notice her come to some kind of horrifying realization and hide.
I'll just tap Delora on the shoulder and point over there.
I don't think you could heal second touch. But...
I'll just kind of like look over and I guess at this point notice that Toko's missing, so or underwater, and then I'll just kind of wade out into the water to go check in on her.
And what was that, Avery?
Did I say something?
It sounded like you did, but maybe you were talking to someone else there. Before I let Delora and Toko have their little wait here, does anybody else want to do something? Darenthal, do you want to do anything with that information you just noticed?
I mean, I would probably go over and put a hand on her shoulder.
So you two can move yourselves out to Toko there. And that opens the floor to you three. With both of them coming out of the water to see you. Toko.
So I'll notice that she's, I mean, obviously at this point that she's crying.
Yeah, by the time you're in the water, you can easily
Yeah.
tell that she is full sobbing.
Yeah. And I mean, I'll just kind of like go up to her and just kind of like cup her face in my hands and start to kind of just like wiping away at I mean, obviously, I know that they're underwater, but I know she's crying, so her underwater tears.
What? I look like underwater.
About the same as not crying, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's the thought, alright? Leave me alone.
It's
No, it's
legit.
okay. I'm just like asking about like logistics stuff, but I'm being pedantic.
You can't come in the water, so you wouldn't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're not part of the
I'm
culture.
endlessly curious.
You're not part of
Yeah.
the culture. I mean, only
No
3 of
stinky
you
not
can.
see people in the water.
Well, I can see now.
Yes, but you can't see.
Anyways,
Anyways.
as Delora cups Toko's face and wipes the turtle water tears out of the turtle's face versus the ocean's face,
Hmm.
um, she's gonna say, they, ah!
Poor turtle.
As she tries to relay what she realized, but like there's grief coming out of her mouth first versus an actual explanation.
Hmm.
And then, while I still have her face, I'm just gonna kind of like gently like press my forehead, kind of like against her forehead, and be like, "It's okay, it's okay. Go ahead and let it out. Go ahead. It's gonna be all right. We're still here with you."
She then takes a few more good cries out and goes, they were transformed somehow, and we killed them. We killed my masters. They killed everybody. How did what? And everything is still intact. Their necklaces are still there. We just shared sweet tea like 3 days ago, and now this happened. And then she just
Uh,
continues to ramble.
Hmm.
at this point, Delora will just kind of like wrap her arms sort of like as best as she can around her broad turtley shoulders and just kind of like hug her while she's letting it all out.
Can I roll a perception check to see if I heard any of that?
I'm gonna stay with disadvantage because they are underwater.
Oh, they're underwater.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'll still roll it.
Disadvantage.
Well, I roll a disadvantage.
Yeah.
The other one, still
Yeah.
pretty good.
I'm gonna say if you had kept the 20-ish, if you rolled a 19 there, that would have been fine. But
It's fine.
yeah, no, you don't catch any of it. It's too hard.
Okay.
Like you can tell they're talking, like you can hear the bubbles, but you can't hear words. I mean, all 3 of them are amphibious, so well. Okay. Darnell's not fully amphibious, but he can still handle it for a good amount of time. Speaking of which, does he have anything to put in there?
I mean, probably I'd just be like with patting Toko back, just trying to calm her down.
Mm-hmm. Does anybody else have something they want to do? Other than watch unknowingly as Toko is comforted underwater?
Is there anything else around?
You've got... You can, from where you are, you can see a couple skeletons. You can see the one light source. Actually, you can see 3 skeletons where you're standing. The one light source and a statue. And then the rest of this little pool of water here.
The people underwater probably wouldn't be able to hear me when I said something above water, right?
Probably not.
Okay. Then I'll just wait until they get out in order to talk to Toko and wait for her. Because I had talked to her prior about the thing, like her having a favor from me for giving me the bracelet
Mm-hmm.
last time. So I want to ask her about that and the next steps to take, because it is sad that the whole monastery has perished and their masters were transformed.
Amros, Corvus. Well, Corvus, you did some Amros, Fizz.
Well, being that I can't hear anything from under the water, I think I'm just kind of looking at it and being like, what's the big deal?
You can still see the other 4 corpses.
Yeah, there's
I can
6
see the
corpses here.
but as far as I'm concerned, we just won.
No, not the ones we killed.
There's 4 extra
Oh,
corpses. They're kind of hidden out of the tokens right now. I'll move this one over so you can see. But those all got moved to the shore
Fair
here.
enough.
I actually edited the map. It was annoying.
Oh, yeah, there used to be a cliff there, right?
No, this was not a
No.
cliff.
It's still there.
The cliff is back here.
Okay.
I'll put that back.
Just move the bodies.
But again, you've got a skeleton here, here, and here. This one's easiest to see because it's right next to this glowing statue.
Can I look at if there's anything that remains in the skeletons?
Pick one. We'll go over to
Or
it.
around the skeletons?
Fizz, are you doing anything?
I can play some sad music.
You're just gonna pull out your little pan flute and go doo 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 doo. What's that?
Yes.
That was too chauffeur.
But sad.
Too
Yeah,
cute.
but sad.
Oh, bird.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you.
Sound the best route.
Alright, so Avery, go ahead and move yourself over to a skeleton.
I'll move.
Has Toko calmed down yet?
Yes. Probably enough to breathe the air.
That's a pretty good song.
Oh lord. I need to constantly reload this fucking chat window, and it's so annoying! There is it! There it is. The rules will sometimes break under this, and unfortunately. 21 performance, yeah, it's a very, very sad song. Congratulations.
Can make her cry all over again.
I never got to see her cry the first time, so.
So you're trying to make
Increases
her
the-
cry
the
now?
water level by 2 inches.
Avery, you're gonna give me an investigation check.
What's with that?
18, very good. So as you're looking this corpse over, well, you don't understand the significance. You notice a chain of beads that have kind of fallen near the head.
Oh no, Monkeyatsu!
And you make the you're able to make the connection that this is likely the body of another monk.
Mhm.
But as you're looking at it, something feels off. And you reach into not just your magical abilities, but your heritage. And you're gonna roll me Arcana with advantage.
Alright.
It's not a magical map, it's a magical necklace.
And advantage. No advantage, yes.
25!
Oh my
So it is not a magical necklace. However, what you do notice is the remnants of magic on this skeleton. Recent magic. Like, I mean, it's faded by now, but it's, from what you can tell, it's somewhere within
Yeah, I
the
can
last
smell the magic.
3 to 4 days, probably.
Okay.
And you recognize this magic because it is a magic of changing mass.
Oh.
No, you can't tell exactly what that entailed, but you can tell magic was used on what you now understand to be a body. This is not a old skeleton that's been here for a while. It's only been here for a few days at most.
Oh, the skeleton
And
is sheepish.
some kind of magic was used to remove its flesh, leaving nothing but the bones.
For it to be fresh, but not a single bit of meat or flesh or blood. This must have been the work of some magic. There are high-level wonders at play, and I think that someone may have pissed off the wrong person. So I relay this. I try to relay this information to the people up top. That like, hey, there's something afoot here. It's not just the masters that were changed. It seems like this cult has a history of changing people in order to kill them, or maybe even to kill others.
Hearing all of this, I'm gonna need you to roll me your Arcana as well. No advantage. That sucks. You cannot glean anything more than what he has already figured out. And let's take this back over to our water trio here. Toko finally kind of coming down into not calm per se, but functional.
Yeah, close enough.
And what is she going to do?
She will say to Delora, thank you. Ooh, wrong voice. Hang on. What's something?
That's Chuck.
That's Chuck. Find it.
That is Chuck.
Okay. Toko will say to Delora, thank you. Gracious of you for your help there. But so those two saw sharks were previously two of my masters. They were transformed from their previous selves and turned into this. I guess they lost their mind during the transformation. And so we killed my masters, but they killed the rest of the monastery.
Delora and Darenthal, I'd like each of you to give me, as I look at the list here, insight checks.
Oh.
Pretty good. Darenthal, you don't quite catch this, but you're thinking that's a little odd. The idea that these two killed these people, it just seems like an odd sequence to you because of where they came. Like they both came from the water, and while the bodies were in the water, Delora especially, it doesn't make sense to you. Something about her description doesn't add up. You're not sure what exactly, but something just gives you the feeling that while they may have been the ones to kill them, your glance at these bodies did not show wounds consistent with it being saw sharks. These look like more proper blade wounds, from what you noticed, at least. Nobody has made direct checks on the drowned corpses currently, so I can't say more.
Toko was setting them up for burial. What?
Oh, yeah, so Toko, you should have given me investigation on the bodies.
She did. She just
I
got
did.
like a really
I failed.
roll.
Remember?
All of them.
Yeah, she got a 6.
That's right, you did. So you didn't actually notice these ones specifically. Yeah, so because of that, you're making this assumption. Delora, well, you did not look very closely at them. They didn't seem to have the jagged wounds that a couple of you are currently sporting. That would come from these
more than a couple.
the serrated teeth on these guys' snouts. So you don't.
Toko try again.
Yeah, Toko
In
can
her
move
confusion.
up to the body to like look at them. Go ahead and roll me same investigation.
Wow.
You're super sad.
Oh man, you're so sad.
I mean, very valid.
Okay, I also suck at investigation.
Hey, you should roll next. No.
I was literally just about to say.
However,
we need a third party
Delora, you are with that high insight, you are inspired to move over and check out the bodies yourself. So I'd like you to give me an investigation
boy.
roll. Oh my god!
No!
Why?
Well,
These sure are our bodies.
that sure is a body, and it's dead.
With an
Is it? Are you sure?
advantage, because you had that dirty 20.
Oh lord.
That didn't
My
fucking
God.
matter.
It didn't do much difference.
No one's got eyes.
It's still a body.
It's a
dark.
body,
This is very
it's dead.
unfortunate.
Right.
It makes me very sad.
Now, what you can
No.
tell regardless, and what you can all kind of recognize here, is that there is no blood in this water. So these people were either killed elsewhere and then dumped in the water, or they were killed elsewhere and dumped in the water. The question is, where would they have been killed, and then why are they here? But you failed
Sacrifice.
relevant checks to understand that so far. Avery has hit one thing, at least. Is anybody else trying to do some checks, or just general conversation here?
Could I take a wee peek at the corpses?
Investigation?
I mean, they are right at my feet,
Yeah,
right?
you've got one right in front of you.
Yeah.
That's better.
Fucking cook is better than mine.
In your
Look, you're sad.
defense,
Shut up.
only have
There's
one
a
person
body
with
at
good
my
in.
feet, and I'm just like poking it. I'm
yeah,
like,
literally.
"Oh,
You're so this body is face down, and you don't see like any wounds on the back. The head isn't twisted at an odd angle. Like there's like you're not bothering to like really look at this body. You're just kind of look at the back of it. It's like there's no obvious wounds on the back or that could be visible on the sides, arms, legs, but fully dead.
Can I use
still
my
drowned.
newly regained frying pan to attempt to flip him over?
Yeah, you flip the body over. You're gonna have to give me another investigation check.
Fucking disrespectful of the dead.
Using the frying pan, especially. Yeah.
Right? I have a
I
question.
didn't want to
though.
use my
Does,
hand.
does the frying pan have like a suspiciously Dolores head-shaped dent in it?
No, it's a good frying pan.
Your head has a suspicious frying pan dent in it.
Correct.
Yeah, I guess it depends on whether or not your head is stronger than the cast iron.
With
true,
that
very true.
18, you notice a few things. That was actually lower DC because you had already looked at the body. So the first thing you notice is there is a single wound, and that is a knife to the heart. This body has clearly been in the water for a while, and it's got some of that weird.
Oh,
look
it's
to
swelled
it.
up.
Yeah, it's these bodies have been swollen up a little bit. This one
Rigor mortis.
to an extent. This one is the half orc, with that full kind of shirt. So they're rather large, but they're not like unwieldily. So they're not like massive.
They're nice and ripe.
But yeah, there's this clear single strike
Bro.
into the heart. No other wounds on this body. You actually lean down this time to get a better look, and you can see the shoulders of their clothing has been stretched into very specific spots, like right next to the neck has been clearly stretched like it was pulled, likely to move this person one way or another. But yeah, it's this one singular, extraordinarily clean wound, and that's it. They were clearly moved. You can see the effects of that on the body, but they don't look like they put up a fight. There's nothing under the nails. There's no bruising on the hands. We're just stabbing down.
Okay. Well, immediately I'm gonna shout out to the people around me, like, "Hey, this one's been stabbed." In fact, it looks like they all have. Nice and cleanly too. Doesn't look like a shark did this.
And as the rest of you start checking the bodies, yeah, on all of them you see the exact same thing. A single knife to the heart. The clear signs of their clothes being kind of stretched out by their weight as they're dragged along. And other than the turtle, they're all clearly water bloated, as the water has entered their bodies through that wound. But also just the general effects of sitting in a pool of salt water for ages.
Oh, salt water? That's even worse.
Yeah, it's salt water.
Ugh.
I mean, they float.
Yeah.
That
look
means
like they're
that
floating to
salt
me.
accumulates in their bodies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's bad. This place reeks.
Dirty.
Yeah. Ugh.
Some of
Ooh,
it is
good.
dissipated by kind of the ocean smell that you're actually getting off of this water. And there's a lot of other smells competing here, so it's not like horrifyingly bad in here, but it does not smell great. And then I'm gonna say, Amros, you're gonna give me an insight check. Don't roll yet, because I'm also gonna need the same check from Corvus, who's right there, and a religion from Toko.
Guys, you don't need a healer. Just get your cook to look at things. It's fine.
Holy shit!
Wow.
So Corvus, while you don't know jack shit about magic and gods and like any of this kind of bullshit, you aren't stupid either. I mean, I say that, but insight is a wisdom-based check. I don't know how the fuck you managed that one.
The +4. They have a +4.
They have a +4, I know. So you start piecing together like the single clean through the heart. Avery was saying something about these bodies being magically modified and drained, the skeletons around. You start piecing together that this was very clearly part of some kind of ritual. And
these were sacrificed.
exactly. But as you're thinking about it, it's like you saw this stuff about this evil god upstairs. Like this is clearly some kind of separate secret cult thing going on down here.
Can I connect this to the fishing house where we saw that like half-made circle?
Yes, you can.
Ooh, sacrifice.
You're making these connections, but you can't. Even with all this, even with that nat 20, you can't quite bring it together until Toko pops her head out of the water. And Avery, roll me a flat d20.
Oh boy.
This is
Slash roll, right?
yeah, just slash roll 1d20.
I couldn't remember if it was slash or question mark. Yeah.
A 10.
Yeah.
So you don't think to check any of the books you've got on you, which is fine. That's nothing to worry about in this moment. So Toko pops her head out of the water, and with this like, I don't even know how to describe this look. I guess I'll let Toko describe it as I say that she realizes that she does know one thing about the name of Kia Kizin, and that is that they are worshipped quite heavily by deep-sea sharks.
I just want to clarify before I describe Toko's reaction.
Mhm.
I didn't know what deep sea sharks were at the shack, but I know that
You did not make the
They worship?
connection to them being deep sea and what that meant at the shack. This is
Okay.
a lot of things coming together at once here.
Damn.
Toko's face would kind of still be grief written, but also a form of realization as the dots are connecting, and kind of just shares what you shared without saying the god's name, of course.
Right. And with that, Corvus, you realize that well, you of course can't read anything that's written in any of these books or that circle in the shack. You realize that that circle was likely connected to this ritual here in some way, because it was a couple days old. Like the scarring in the wood, the stuff there was at best 3 days old, and you're just kind of, that circle was activated when this happened. There is a connection there.
Oh,
You
shit.
don't know what that means, but you know that it happened. Nat 20 gets you a lot. Doesn't always give you an answer.
Yeah, if I had gone that, I would have literally gone there.
And I'm assuming you're just kind of running through this out loud.
Yeah.
All right. The transformation. The circle was about transformation, in fact.
Oh yes. This must be where that that transmission circle resonates. With all these, I bet I could read all those documents now that I can read.
Yeah, as you realize,
all the
you've
way.
got that trinket. I don't remember what I named it as now,
Headband.
unfortunately.
It's a headband.
Yeah, it was the headband, you're right. You've got that headband, and when you put that on, you could suddenly read the spines of those books, and you realize maybe you can read the books themselves. And you run up there. And you're just looking through these. Unfortunately, they're still ciphered. But you do find one that has the word shark in plain language. And another one that you literally just find a dictionary in this language. You grab those two things and bring them down and start going through pages. And this is going to be a series of intelligence checks to break the cipher.
Of the papers we got from the shack?
Including the papers you
Or-
got from the shack, yes.
Well, because Toko has those.
Yes, I know Toko has those at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going through the stuff with the.
Yeah, he's just checking the stuff he could get his hands
the other
on.
stuff.
There was that room
Okay.
upstairs that you came through.
Yeah.
He pulled some
From the
stuff from
secret
there.
death
There were some papers you
temple
found down
library.
here. He's able to cross-reference stuff now because you can read it all. Avery, as you're reading through this more, you find mentions of transforming into saw sharks and into other types of sharks, which I'm not going to fully describe here because they don't fully matter. But like, there's several different species of shark that can be transformed into using these spells and rituals. Am I off center? Avery, you doing anything with that extra information, or just keeping it for now?
I just say to the group like, oh, this is not good. Like, it may be that if we encounter any sharks, they may have been once human.
You will note that goblin shark does not appear in here.
Okay. There are several different variations of sharks that one could transform into, except for goblin sharks. Those seem to be. Oh no. Those are the ones that seemingly love the. I know that Toko said that I should not say their name, but I do not know how to call attention to them. Other than, yeah. Sharks are one of his top worshippers. So they must have a reason.
You don't know that.
Oh, okay. That's what you said.
I don't think Toko. Wait, did Toko say that out? No, she did. You're right. I'm sorry.
No, I thought you said that to me when I was.
No,
saying,
you don't find that in the book, but
deciphering.
Toko did say that. A minute ago, or a few hours ago, rather.
Okay.
I had just forgotten about it.
I didn't.
So no, you are entirely correct. You do know that.
So I was saying that. Fuck! I really lost my train of thought there. So what I was saying was that we could run into more of these. But the only ones that are the worshippers would be the goblin sharks we've seen. Seems that these are the acolytes, and they are transforming people. They indoctrinate into their cults, and they get off on some sick, twisted fantasies about turning the group against each other. It really shows the character of who we're working with. I don't know. This is all so much to take in.
Yeah, you have gotten a ton of information right here.
Yeah. I didn't even get any sleep or any rest. So
yeah, you didn't even
yeah,
get rest here.
yeah,
You were cracking at this the entire time. So what are you all going to be doing now? You've got the bodies buried. You've got this cipher broken. There's a ton of books upstairs. Toko's got the papers. Have you actually specifically mentioned that you broke the cipher?
I think when we broke it, I said Eureka, like
something like that. Okay. So Toko, you are aware that Avery is able to read this ciphered stuff. Don't know what you're going to do with that information, but you know that he can.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with it either.
I have papers. I'll remind you.
Yeah, but they're mine.
Okay.
I
Maybe she just
I
likes
think we should.
puzzles.
I close the book now. Like, okay. I think we should head out of this dark smelling place and probably back onto the ship. Unless. Oh, hold on. We need to talk about the next steps with our friends here. Toko.
Yes.
I don't know
have,
how
like-
else to ask this, but what are you going to do?
Now that we killed all your friends.
Yeah, do you have like a place to go?
Fizz, I need you to tell me right the hell now. Do you actually say that?
Oh god.
Still.
Oh god.
Quietly under my breath.
Toko, I need a perception check. You hear that? Unless Fizz wants to make a stealth check on it.
Wait, wait,
contest.
what?
Can it be a deception instead?
Ah, yes, deception. is correct. Okay,
No.
so you're going to repeat what you said, but Toko does not hear it.
Damn it.
Oh
Captain
my
sure
god.
did, though.
I just sure did.
No, yeah. Avery 100% hears it, and just kind of goes, "What the fuck, man?" As Fizz says, "Yeah, since we killed all your friends." Like the absolute bastard he is. Avery,
Yeah, it's
continue.
What the fuck, man? But like, we are in the business of business is making it sound so formal, but we're very informally taking down cults or people that do wrong. So I think this is right up the alley of what we do. So I think we could definitely set aside some resources and time and manpower to really get to the bottom of this whole thing. I'm just wondering if you want us to help you, or if you want to maybe help, or want us to help more directly. Like, I still owe you that favor. Like, I'm really your servant here. Like, what do you wish to do?
But Toko kind of looks out into the tiny ocean that's within this cave, I guess is the best way to explain it.
Yep.
And she says, well, technically, my third master isn't here within the carnage. So if you don't mind, I could tag along and make sure, I guess, the rest of my former family isn't going to hurt anybody else. Also, there's a tunnel underneath the water.
Oh yeah, I saw that too. I had no idea where it goes.
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
I said, well, we could help you look for your remaining master if you want us to, or we could even avenge your monastery, or your friends in the monastery. I know that the actual monastery was a front for some cultish behavior, and yeah, I spent quite a while deciphering the writings, and the things in here are just despicable, and it really makes me sick to my stomach. I can't sit here any longer while these people don't sleep. Like I want to do something about it, and I really want to help. Just let us know how we can best help.
Well, I don't know what the best help is. I mean, my whole family was essentially murdered in some way or another. So I'd probably just need some time. Is all.
Can't really make him less dead now, can we?
Jesus.
So how much psychic damage?
Just a wisdom save.
At least I whispered it.
What did
Right?
you say?
This has the decency.
What did Emerald say?
We can't make them less dead. You
Oh
just,
my god!
You fully break down crying.
Psychic damage.
No, she just fucking collapses on the spot, sobbing.
Could I roll to comfort her?
Yeah, you're gonna roll me a charisma check.
To figure out which button to press
The
for that.
truth.
Holy shit.
You're able to
That's
comfort her
bad, that's
somewhat,
crazy.
but that is not enough to beat the nat 1.
What did Emerald say?
Can't make them any less dead.
Oh my god.
How can we? I think was how that
Yeah.
ended.
I'm just gonna smack him on the back of the head.
Roll me a d4, Darenthal. Just slash roll 1d4. Oh my god. What's your strength modifier?
3.
Cool. Ambrose, you take 7 points of damage.
The hell
He
was
had that temp
for?
HP.
Yeah,
I
it
was
just
about
uses
to
the
say,
temp
you
HP.
just hit into that.
What's that for? Ambrose? Or not Ambrose. Darenthal, if you would.
That's not cool.
Sensitive prick.
I just want to remind y'all.
I'm just saying, there's not any way we can help you. What's done is done, is what I'm trying to say.
I really want to make
Stop
it
digging
clear
this hole.
that this dumb fuck was raised in a city of pirates in its slums. And then worked at a pirate bar. Like, there's a reason he's like this.
It was a round family day. There's the motherfucker.
And he's not making it better either.
You can't keep saying that.
Don't worry, it'll never get better.
Oh my god.
And we thought last episode had a bunch of trauma in it.
I mean, at least that wasn't someone doling. It wasn't a player doling it out on accident.
Can Toko throw the little treat Ambrose gave her right at his face?
Yes. Yes, she can. I'm not even gonna make you roll for it. Well, no, I'll make you roll for it. I'll roll for where you hit. Where are you aiming?
His face.
Roll a d20. Sorry, roll a dex.
Check, right?
Yes, just roll a flat dexterity check is fine.
Well,
You
fitting. You were a little
you
busy.
throw it and completely miss
She's not
it.
doing okay. She's not doing okay.
It impacts the wall though.
Jesus, that should have hit me.
That got really close.
Could it have? She rolled a 4.
Could it have what?
Could it have hit him with the natural one? I don't think so.
No. That one is. She just
You were
fully
safe.
missed.
There's tears in my eyes. That makes sense.
Actually, no, it lands at
Yeah,
his
well-
feet. Let's make that more... Like, the intent is there.
I don't have to worry about your
Uh-huh.
aim.
Amros? How loudly do you say that?
About as loudly as I just did IRL right now, which might have sounded louder in the microphone, but I promise wasn't that loud.
No, it wasn't. Toko, roll me a deception, Amros. Toko, roll me perception. Same rules as with, Fizz.
You'll be fine.
Hey, Darnthal, you might want to step
Jesus.
out of the way.
Oh my lord.
Because you definitely hear him. And you can see Toko, I think, kind of... like, twitch. I don't know if she's going to charge him, but she's definitely not pleased. The movement speaks words. I like how you're going into the water to avoid the turtle.
I forgot there's a ledge here.
Yes, there's a ledge there. Hey, so, Toko, what you doing?
I got it.
Oh no!
I just see that pop. So funny.
Alright, so that's gonna hit...
Freaking rest in pieces.
That is every creature
I was
within
gonna walk.
range, so I'm going to need a dex saving throw from Amros, Darenthal, and Avery.
Oh.
Amros passes. Darenthal
Yeah,
passes. Avery passes. So she leaps forward and whips her shell around. Fucking... What's the move I'm thinking of right now? Rapid spin. Fucking Blastoise rapid spin
Okay,
bullshit.
let's say right. Like
Plus
what?
1 speed.
Without the +1 speed. Or the removal of hazards, like literally just the action itself. Fails to hit anybody, but it is very clear how mad she is.
If you ever talk ill of my former family, I'll make sure this hits next time.
Does this count as a fight?
No. Not unless
Nope.
you start throwing hits yourself.
What if I react with an exploit?
Let me look at your list real quick here. But I'm gonna go with yes if you react with an exploit and she responds. That if you respond with an exploit, that creates a fight right there with a set initiative order. So that's
Time
up
for some
to you.
PvP.
Was not on my bingo card for the day, but I'll go with it.
Shouldn't have rolled in that one. Redo it.
I'm trying to use my roguish charm to convince you that
Ooh,
didn't mean
yes,
any
okay.
trouble.
Roguish Charm will not set it into a fight.
okay.
However, I need to remind you of the text on this exploit. The effect immediately ends if you or your companions do anything harmful to the creature, and when the effect ends this way, the target realizes that it was deceived. In this instance, if someone so much as claps her on the back too hard, she will snap and realize what you've done.
Spice to the story.
Exactly. Now, your exploit DC... Actually, what I'm gonna do... Okay, yeah. So your... Let's see, this is... Have it set in here. Do I have to go and set it? Yeah, it's Wisdom. Oh yeah, versus spell casting, because that's technically your... That's what's set it, because... Yeah. So go ahead and hit the exploit, so it shows up in the chat.
Side note, it didn't take that key point away from me.
Go ahead and remove it yourself.
You have to manually do that usually.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it would fuck stuff up.
No. And then
They even
Toko,
give you
you're
a
going
little
to
spot
hit
on the
that
front
DC
page.
12 Wisdom save. How many people are you applying this to? Because this can be... No, it's a creature. So no, you can only target Toko with this.
It's just one creature that can see me within 10 feet.
You are not in combat, so you will not. So there is no advantage at play here. But she fully passes it. So what do you?
She said that's not cute.
Wait, it wasn't even Roguish Charm. That was a different.
Damn.
Yeah, that is Roguish Charm.
No, I know, but I think you're thinking of a different exploit here that you don't have. So I think one of you has Quip. No, neither of you have Quick Quip. You thought about taking it, and then you ended up not doing it. So
What was I thinking about?
the alternate rogue has exploits. One of them is you can make a target forget what you said in the last 10, 20 seconds or something like that. It's nifty. It doesn't have a ton of use cases, and you have to burn an exploit die for it. And you have to burn one here if you haven't already.
I almost got the spell for that.
Do I have to manually do that?
It looks like you're out, I believe. No, you're not out. You just didn't take your short rest.
Oh. I didn't know I had to manually do that either.
Oh no, a short rest, I can do that for you real quick. Can I? Where the hell is it?
I can, it's fine.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, run your short rest and then knock out a exploit die.
Hang on, let me take a quick nap.
No, it's just there's a thing I can do here. I just gotta figure out how it functions, but I'll do that at the end of the session because you should be doing a rest at the end. So what do you attempt to do in order to affect your Roguish Charm?
Woo wee bitch.
Because this is a charm effect. Are you like doing a wing, like waving your hair around?
Well, I'm kind of trying to avoid a fight here, so this is more like almost. You could call it groveling.
Yeah. So okay, this is very important for how Toko decides to take this. Are you saying the words "I'm sorry" or "I'll never do it again" or anything along those lines?
I meant no offense by what I said.
So while the charm effect fails, Toko is a player and can do whatever the hell she wants.
And also is now immune to the charm effect
for
24 hours. I'm real sorry.
And is he like
please don't hit me
on his knees doing this too? I'm legitimately
I don't know
asking.
if we've gotten to the knees yet.
Okay.
Hands are clasped together for sure, but I don't know if we've gotten to the knees yet. Maybe one knee.
Oh, it's a marriage proposal.
Please,
Oh my god.
How does Toko respond to this?
She looks at Ambrose. She looks at his captain. She looks back at Ambrose. She's like, "You're lucky. He owes me a favor." And she just like plops her fin on his face and like slightly pushes him.
Ambrose, you're both gonna roll me athletics, actually.
Oh, not enough to knock him over.
Okay. Not force. Okay. Damn, I wanted him to hit his head on the wall.
Maybe if he
You want to
doesn't.
roll that 1d4 extra damage.
No, that'd be a
Put
d6.
ahead of the 8.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. And then she'll look at Avery and be like, "Get your crew in order, or else I'll break your shit."
Yeah, I don't like. We just hired him, so.
Literally, he's new. All right.
He's new.
He cooks good. We didn't hire him to talk.
Exactly.
We didn't hire him to talk.
Well, you're lucky he's a damn good cook, then.
Yeah. So I think we should head out.
I will. Actually, I won't.
Don't want to stay here.
Say anything.
I think we should take some books, like anything that we can. I think is like either valuable or we can see if there's any loot around for magic items.
There is a tunnel under the water. If you can hold your breath long enough.
I want to rewind.
You're okay with us
touch here?
losing your...
Did you do? This is mainly for Toko, Delora, Darenthal. Did you do a thorough search on either of the saw sharks? Like actually emptying their
I would
pockets and
assume
bags and.
before. I would assume Toko at least would have at least a little bit before burying.
Okay, so she found a pearl that she had seen before and just kind of left it on the graves. Because she assumes it belongs to one of the masters. Delora and Delora specifically, actually, I want you because it's a pearl, so that's kind of your deal.
Yeah.
You're gonna give me a nature check. This is a black pearl,
Ooh.
and then you're going to give me. That's good enough. You're gonna give me an Arcana check.
Damn.
Man, I can't roll to save my life.
Again, because this is your deal, I will give you advantage on that Arcana check. Just don't roll less than what you did.
Control the dice.
Well, it's not less.
Oh my god.
It's not less.
Just kick me out of the crew, man. I can't do
No, it's
shit
okay.
around
You're
here.
just here to know the
Darenthal?
direction we're going.
Darenthal,
Yeah,
I
that's
will
true.
let you make the same 2 checks. Nature first. Need to be at a 10. Actually, for you, it's 15. So you don't have as much direct experience with pearls. So you don't get to make the Arcana check. Let's go with Fizz and Corvus. You're both going to give me perception checks. Never mind. Alright, the pearl's just there. Nobody knows if it's fancy.
We rolled the same.
We're the same number, but different modifiers. Toko? Would Toko want it? Nope, Avery, you can't.
And
Nobody else was really able to
I'm not-
notice this, positioning-wise. Toko? Would she just offhandedly assume it's nothing and just leave it there, but visible to kind of mark the spot? Or would she actually like, what the hell is this anyways? Should have asked before, but...
Probably would be like, what the hell is this?
Alright, so you're gonna give me that same nature check. And again on a 15. You're gonna give me an
Okay.
Arcana check. Nope.
Whoa.
What's with all the 7?
I don't know. That's a lot of 7s. I wonder if Foundry's got an issue with
Delora,
that.
Corvus, me, Toko.
I think there's a couple more further
Freaking
up.
loaded dice.
But Toko would have probably already marked the graves as it is, so
Oh, that's
probably
true.
just go and pick it up.
So I apologize. I just said a bunch of shit and none of it was real. So Toko has this pearl in hand. Are you showing it to anybody who didn't originally see it? Which would have been Delora and Darenthal. We're just gonna pretend the Corvus and Fizz rolls didn't happen.
No? Maybe not, like, outwardly, but she'll just kind of hold it.
Okay.
Is-
Go ahead.
I was about to ask, is the pearl like it's just normal? It's just a normal looking pearl. It doesn't glow or anything.
No glow, no like outstanding. It's just black. It's just a black pearl. So rare, but
do I know this thing exists?
oh no, you never saw
How
it.
big is it?
Unless you want to roll perception
Okay.
to see it in her hand.
And it also depends on how big it is and how.
It's a normal
how-
pearl size. Like it's not a massive.
Yeah, like she can develop that shit. Easily.
Oh, easily. Any of you could.
Massive
On a
pearl.
15, you do see it in her hand. You're gonna give me a nature check, but I'm gonna set that DC higher for you because you have even less experience with pearls. So we're gonna call that an 18 to recognize anything about it whatsoever.
Mr. Cook doesn't have his seal legs.
Nope,
What
nothing.
about its worth? like-
On a for something like this, let me see. Are there rules on appraisal that
Like,
I
would I know
I
whether
mean,
or not it
okay,
would be?
it's a black pearl. They're not commonly found, so you know this would
Fair
score
enough.
a pretty fucking penny.
Fair enough.
Like you don't know exactly what,
Yeah.
but you know it's a pretty fucking big number compared to what you would normally deal with. Like in the grand scheme, it's not like it's 3,000 gold or anything, but it's worth something. Avery, do you want to make that same check, or
I'll make the perception check just to see if I see
See if you
it.
can see it in the hand. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You see it in the hand.
I think I see it.
Eyes are open.
And we'll
My
score
eyes are wide
those.
open.
Corvus and what's her name again? Fizz rolls as being that same in the hand check, but neither of them succeeded. Are you going to roll nature or no?
Yeah, because I'm endlessly curious about.
You'll have that same
things
18.
that- Okay.
It's
Nature.
not
plus-
sea legs, but undersea experience.
Nope.
Nothing.
Ugh.
Another 7.
It is
Welcome
another
to the
7.
Yeah,
That's
no,
insane.
What the fuck?
So many 7s.
Another 7.
Alright, so Avery said we got places to go. Does anyone remember what Darnthal said earlier about there being something in the water? Or Toko, rather? No? Okay.
What?
I remember the cave, but I can't.
I
go
heard.
out.
I heard say that, but I can't swim, so I'm like, I don't know where that ends up. I can't guarantee your safety if you go into it. So if you want to, it's totally voluntary. And if you find anything, you can keep it. But if not, adventure.
I mean, I guess when I hear that, I'd go down and just take a look, see how like deep the tunnel is.
Mm-hmm. It's not. I mean, you it's curves in a way where you can kind of see. I mean, you don't see light. There's nothing lit beyond it. You can kind of take curves around and then up. So you can tell it comes up into another pool of possibly another pool or a cave of some kind. Probably 40 to 50 feet down.
I guess I'd take a look. I'd come
I'm
up,
going
say,
to pause
I'm
you. Does anybody else
Oh.
want to go with him?
Did you tell me how far it is?
Oh yeah, do you turn back and be like, okay, it's this far?
Yeah.
Alright, so to note, Fizz, Corvus, Amros, Avery, you do not have a fast swim speed. You can move about 10 to 15 feet in 6 seconds, which means it will take roughly 30 seconds for you guys, like 20 to 30 seconds for you guys to get to the other end of this, and up out of the water.
What if we get dragged by Darnthal?
I mean, you can only drag one of you.
Not both small people?
No.
What if I reduce myself to tiny size?
No.
I can reduce someone.
If you have 2 people reduced to tiny, then yes. But 1 tiny, 1 small, no. But I also want to look at someone for a minute who might forget that they have access to certain spells.
No,
Okay, just making sure.
Didn't
well,
forget.
I can reduce like someone that's bigger to fit in there.
Oh, it's all of you can fit through this gap. It's the
I
issue.
was just trying to get a ride.
The issue is not fitting through the gap. The issue is that Fizz, the 4 of you cannot swim very fast. And like the only way to get 2 of you dragged along by Darnthal is for Fizz and Corvus to be reduced to tiny as the size. But then you still have Avery and Ambrose to get through there.
Well, the important people win.
I prefer to do whichever methodology is the least likely to get me drowned.
Well,
Here's something to put up. Are you actively discussing how to get everybody through there?
I think so.
In character, I want to make that clear.
Yeah, I'll express interest.
I'm like, I want, like, how do we get everybody through there? Because I don't want that, like, I don't want to leave someone behind.
Why are you
We're
pointing
7.
at me?
You know why I'm pointing at you.
3 of us can swim really well. The other 4
sorting
of us...
by ritual and Delora's spell.
Well, I may have
not a ritual
an
for
idea
her.
that may streamline this.
Everybody gets ritual
because we are an odd number. I do suggest that
is that a
each of the each of the super
I'm
swimmers
looking at it sort of by
take one of the
Oh, yes.
landlubbers, not including myself, and I as I said that, Delora's still open. Delora,
Yeah.
can I borrow your form for a second?
My what?
And
What?
She just like covers herself. Like my what?
Pervert.
Fizz, you know what's happening. You fucking dick.
And oh my god, I shit change into Delora.
Oh. Okay. So this is not something that Delora's consent is required for. However, Avery, I need you to roll a nature check with advantage.
Okay.
Sure.
17.
That's one way to do it, I guess.
I forgot to.
So as your form changes, your clothes don't, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware. Oh.
This is why I called him a pervert. He doesn't remember.
Oh my fucking god! I fucking forgot about that.
So initially, as you transform,
I cover Amros's eyes.
I like how you think you can do that.
I can reach.
And I think it's canonical that Avery routinely
okay.
forgets this.
I have an idea.
No, it's too fucking late, man.
Fine.
It's too late. Routinely.
I know. Okay.
Avery routinely forgets his own state of dress, specifically when he's making use of this feature. And so, before Delora's eyes, she sees her own chest just out there, along with the rest of her. And everybody else is seeing two Deloras, one of whom is wearing an open shirt.
Except Amros.
Except Amros. Fizz climbed up his back and covered his eyes.
I also instantly cast Disguise Self on myself.
I was just gonna say, like, I could do Disguise Self and we could have a Harry Potter.
That's why I have it. That's why I have it.
So, what do you disguise self as?
I give myself a actual. I give myself her clothes.
Okay.
So I match her in clothing and.
So for about less than 10 seconds, they're just kind of out there, and then he, because she's not reptilian, like not even like in D&D lore, the only truly reptilian races are like turtles and lizard folk, and not even fully lizard folk, like dragonborn are mammalian. It's wild, but not fully, which is even stranger. So yeah, Delora sees herself first in Avery's clothes, then in her own, and is thrown for a complete loop. And also, roll me a wisdom check.
Me?
Yeah. Or wisdom save. I'm sorry. To not panic.
I always tell you to do it in the other order.
I'm sorry. It was the heat of the moment. I kind of forgot. I'm really sorry. I really. I'm
gonna
literally
get
panicking
confusing.
right now. I'm really sorry. Fuck.
No. I'm gonna rule this in here. When Avery casts Disguise Self to take the appearance of others' clothing, while it is the shape of the clothing, it is in the colors of his own.
Oh,
so
thank goodness.
Yeah, I'm reading it.
Nice palette swap.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
just clicking wisdom, let me make it as a saving throw.
Yes, it'll give you the
It'll give you the option.
Okay.
Or you can hit the... Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
So
great.
you do not immediately drop into a full, visible panic. However, and you know why I'm saying this, of course. Avery!
Wait, can I do something, please?
Send me a message.
Okay.
And I'm going to be sending one to Avery after that. While Avery decides to try to explain why the hell he was able to do that.
So, I am a shit changer, or a, I mean, it's what people call me usually, but the actual name is Changeling. But I am an elf.
Stop.
It's complicated.
Stop.
Okay.
Everybody but Fizz, I need you to roll me a nature check.
Damn.
I know that
Now
shit.
everyone's popping off. Where were the 7s now? Where are the 7s?
Oh my god!
Fuck's
And
sake,
Toko.
man.
So Corvus does not fully
Fucking
understand
hell.
that. Everyone else
Curse
is
has
just like,
ended.
excuse me? Delora, you gonna roll me an attack? Oh, just give me a dexterity roll and I'll manually add your proficiency. Oh no, not proficiency. Just roll flat strength. I'm sorry, roll flat strength. It does not hit the AC. Go ahead and describe what you're trying to do.
Okay, so when I see my full bare ass chest hanging out in front of everybody, all of the crew,
No, not the cook.
an immediate wave of just embarrassment. Like her cheeks turn like a deep purple because I mean she's blue skin, deep purple, and like her eyes just like narrow, and she just like kind of like crouches down, just like hisses like really loud, and she'll just jump at Avery and just try to strangle him, strangle them like just be like, how dare you do this, you demon!
I'm just like, I'm so sorry. I always forget to do that beforehand.
Can Toko do the
imagine
Darren Ball head smack?
the very like comedic just like grabbing of their neck and just like shaking them violently back.
Toko, who are you
It's
hitting?
yourself. This is the funniest part, which is it's yourself.
What?
Who are you hitting? Who are you trying to smack?
Avery, I'm doing the Darren smack that
Okay.
he did to Amros a while ago.
I need you to roll any die. It doesn't really matter. If you roll an even number with no modifier, if you roll an even number, you correctly hit Avery. If you roll an odd number, you instead accidentally hit Delora because you're confused. And I'm sending a message to Avery. Oops.
I'm sorry!
Well,
So you're not using as much force as Darenthal did with Amros, but it's enough to throw Delora off of Avery, and then immediately after that you realize who's who, and you're like, ah shit.
Oh shit, Laura, I'm sorry, I meant to hit him.
she just like looks up at Toko with like the face of utter betrayal. Like,
Toko has pure panic.
Little tears in her eye, in the corner of her eyes, and she's like, I thought you were my friend!
I meant to smack him. He looks like you in different color. I'm sorry.
I can't believe this! I'm the cuter one, how couldn't you tell the difference? Look how ugly they look!
It happened so fast.
And Avery kind of adjusts, and
I'm colorblind. I don't know.
Avery adjusts, and now instead of being like the same blue, like flipping Delora's features, he's like Delora's body, but fully in his coloration.
Oh,
So, like,
oh my god! It's
the same skin color, the hair. This is not
You
related
did
to the
it!
message. This is an intentional shift you've made, so you can't
I'm
be
about to say, you just
confused
made
for
it
each
white.
other.
That's so funny. Okay.
Fucking whitewashing my ass. That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
It is, yeah. Which is another thing that he routinely forgets to do when he turns into people.
To whitewash them?
No, to not do that so they can be differentiated.
Yes, because,
Fun
But
fact:
because I'm
turtles
not
can't
an
see
asshole.
red.
They can't. Oh
because
my
I'm not an asshole.
god.
Oh Jesus!
So Toko literally
so legitimately
could not
could not tell the
Oh my
difference
gosh!
until the clothes shifted.
Allegedly, according to Google on the first search without reading anything.
Yeah. Well, to be fair,
I mean, it's,
They can see most of the other colors,
so it's a great strategy because we can confuse predators.
his shirt is black, so you can now tell them apart.
What do I look like to you?
Okay, I'm sorry. I always forget to
You're gray.
use my. I always forget to use my.
So, here's the thing.
My disguise before I
Avery
change
is
to,
able to cast the
big
disguise
boy.
and the transformation simultaneously. He just never remembers to.
Yeah, because I don't do it very often. Like people get weirded out by it. I only did it because it was an emergency.
Yeah, I wonder why people get weirded out by it.
Because you
Yeah,
forget
I'm sorry.
people
I'm sorry.
time.
Avery, you're gonna do anything immediately with the message I just sent to you. You don't have to.
What do you think about that?
I wouldn't even know what to
Delora's
say.
just gonna be like pouting, just like covering her chest with her hands, like just like sitting down, like this is the worst day of my life. First I get hit by a frying pan, then the fucking captain turns into me and has my boobs hanging out, and everybody can see him. I feel so violated.
Toko's groveling while this is happening, apologizing for smacking her in the face.
I'm gonna just pat her head.
Oh my god, I truly am sorry, but we need to get out of here.
You know that I could have just.
You can all leave me.
I could
be, and-
have just helped three of you breathe underwater, and then you got to do this to me.
I think the funniest part is he had Toko right there as well, who he could have turned into.
He also could have chosen Darenthal too.
Yeah, like he had three options, and he chose the one who would cause the most problems.
I chose the one that was gonna swim the fastest because she's the smallest.
They all have a swim
My
speed.
spits are out anyways.
They all have a swim speed equal to their walk speed.
She's actually the slowest of the three.
Actually,
Really?
because
Yeah, they're monks.
No, she is slightly. No, they all have the exact same swim speed.
no,
Yes.
no. Hold on. Because I
No, I
slept
know.
in
The
water.
feature, yes, but
Yeah.
your baseline is 30. Your swim speed is the same. Plus 10 means puts you at 40. They both have a swim speed of 40 already because their base move speed is 40.
Also, to be fair, Darenthal was in the water, and I didn't want to traumatize Toko by turning into herself after all of this.
That's fair.
He wants to spread the trauma.
That's fair,
The show,
but
though.
we'll see how that all goes out. So, are you
Oh, I get
going
enough AC for
to
myself.
say anything about what I sent you, or just
No, because I wouldn't want to
to make
with
it worse?
My
Okay.
nature, I wouldn't
Um,
want to I wouldn't want to call attention to it. I would probably just say something to her
so
after.
Delora, without even expending spell slots, I forgot.
Yeah, no, rituals are free.
I forgot about that. Yeah. Is able to turn and cast water breathing on Ambrose, Corvus, and Fizz.
She would cast a water breathing begrudgingly on Ambrose.
That's fair.
He didn't see it, at least. The only
Yeah,
one.
but he still knocked me out with a frying pan.
I'll forgive
you
and
got to
forget,
feel.
you know?
He didn't show your titties though, so.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
All right, and now I need to know what order the 7 of you are going through this tunnel in. You can only go one by one.
I'm going last.
I'd probably be going first.
Okay.
I'll go behind Darenthal.
Behind Darenthal.
I'll go behind Toko.
Behind Toko.
Can I follow Delora?
Sure thing.
I'll go with Corvus then.
Does that mean I can see now?
Yes. You're safe now.
Corvus here.
Okay, then I'll just kind of tag in at the end there.
There. And Ambrose there. That moves us to a new map.
Ooh, nap time.
You come up in something that you weren't supposed
At
to
least
see
it
any of
wasn't
that.
like a
Ignore it.
dragon
Pretend it doesn't
right there.
exist.
I can't see anything.
Yeah,
But
there's
then what doesn't exist?
the
Exactly.
dragon that's right there. Yeah.
So you all come up into you come out into this cave, and you do see a bit of land ahead, and just a bunch of floatsomes, bottles. Some of these are actually full. Some of them are empty. Some of them are partially full. You can see a box ahead and just random bits of wood and whatnot. You can see just barely a little sliver of land up top here. It is silent other than the barest hint of waves. I almost can't even hear it. And of course the water from above, because this is very clearly a sub-ocean surface cave of some form. You're all in the water. You've got, I mean, all of you lined up here. What you gonna do? Stop. Move you two back. Avery kind of swims through people as Darenthal comes forward, and you both spot at the same time. Not a shark, even though it kind of looks like it up there, but a humanoid shark meditating on a purple pillow. Legs are crossed, arms on the knees, palms facing up, like a bog standard, very traditional meditation pose. Eyes are closed. Are you going to do anything immediately? This was specifically Darenthal and Avery.
I'd probably just keep my eyes on it.
Okay, Avery?
I would probably say to Toko, hey, Toko, I know that...
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't want...
This shark is also wearing the same clothing as the saw sharks.
Toko, I don't mean to alarm you, but I think we might have found your other master turned into a shark if she was the shark before.
I'm gonna be very alarmed.
Spoilers. They weren't a shark before.
They were? You didn't tell me this.
No, they very much were not.
That's crazy. You telling me Heka wasn't a shark?
But I don't think... I think that this one is meditating. It hasn't lost its mind like the others.
And to note, this entire cave is not lit at all. Like, of 7 of you, the only person who actually see color, who can tell, like, in full that this is the same stuff, is Avery. Because Avery doesn't have dark vision.
Avery has the bracelet of dark vision.
I have double sight.
It is Devil's Sight.
I can see magical.
And I'm just gonna leave that there. So, Toko, what are you gonna do with that?
Read my character sheet, sorry.
That is fair.
But who can't see now?
I mean, you don't realize that difference at the moment. You're just seeing in full clear color, and you don't know that everybody else can't. For now.
You know, I was gonna say, like, if I say this, does anyone else is like, where? And I'm like pointing to it.
Well, everybody, Darenthal can see the shark, just not the color.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I'm not racist. I don't see color.
Only shades of gray.
All 50 of them.
At least that's what my sheet says.
Yeah. Standard dark vision.
Superior dark
you
vision.
see shades of
and
gray.
Somehow. Yeah.
Why do you have random spells here?
Why not?
No, there's just random new spells on Avery's sheet for some reason.
I don't know. I think I clicked it.
You might have hit on accident at some point, yeah.
Oh, he was probably hitting add.
Yeah, I completely forgot that Eldritch Blast wasn't a...
Yeah. No, it's separate on this one.
Yeah,
Oh! Okay, I missed something. Let me send you a message here while Toko's thinking. And just respond there.
So Toko will respond to Avery kind of in an alarm whisper. You thought, wait, my other master's here? And then just gonna do that and do Pass Without Trace.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, she gets a free use of Pass Without Trace. Hold on just a moment here. You radiate a concealing aura in a 30-foot emanation for the duration. Plus 10 to stealth and leave no tracks.
Yep.
And so you're casting Pass Without Trace. Are you doing anything else?
Am I allowed to move?
Yes. I need to give you a Pass Without Trace aura.
Ah.
I don't know what just happened.
Pass Without Trace gives everything within a 30-foot radius a plus 10 on stealth checks.
So it's a 30-foot emanation.
So it's a 15-foot radius. That makes a touch more sense.
Yeah, that's a little OP if it was that big.
Yeah, no, that is the actual size of it.
Screw Ambrose.
So go ahead and make your movement. Roll your stealth checks.
Um,
You just need to not get a nat 1. That's all. And that's all of you.
Wait, everybody?
Yes, everybody has to move and make checks. You just cannot roll a nat 1. Toko, you can move. Delora, you failed the check. Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. Don't roll a nat 1.
I was gonna say, don't roll a 1. I didn't roll a 1.
Right, I said that and then forgot what I said. Stop. Let's move everyone behind her, let's say, within the emanation. Cool. Nobody rolling that 1, and those checks will just remain. You can go behind her in any formation you want as long as you're on her side between her and the shark, and within the circle.
That's where just Toko is going to be planted at the moment.
Alright. The meditating shark does not move.
Can I perceive said shark?
Yeah, everybody can see it now. You recognize your monastery's garb. You're not close enough to actually, no. Give me a perception check. I was going to say you're not close enough to tell the chain of beads, but even in the darkness, as relative as it is to you, you can tell that this chain of beads around the shark's neck is the one belonging to Heka, and it is not mangled, destroyed, modified, any of that. And I'm gonna make that. Avery, I'm just gonna make that as a spell for you, even though it actually isn't one.
The shape change or
no, the blast.
Oh, that was just blast. Okay.
Toko, what you doing?
We're not in combat, right?
No.
Okay.
As you step forward and that aura crosses over the shark, its eyes open. Sorry, the eyes don't open. I'm sorry.
I wasn't even done yet.
Yeah, you step forward, and you can see the shark smile as much as one does, and then they speak in common. Toko, it has been some time, and the voice you hear, though a little raspier maybe than you last heard, is Heka's. Clearly a fully sound mind.
Master Heka, what is all this? Why is everyone dead?
A necessary price for ascension.
For what? Ascension for what?
And they uncross their legs, open their eyes, and stand, spreading their arms out like a... I don't even have an easy description, but arms out wide. For the glory of our true God, my dear.
What? One true God? Why?
She just kind of chuckles. Did you think that I would take in these orphans, these abandoned, frankly useless people for the goodness of my heart?
That's what you preached. You made promises. You made promises to all of us. Like, for Nix, Alicia, even the other masters. Why? We were all so close. Like family. Gods or no. We spent years together. And that meant nothing to you?
I can't really say that it did. At least not beyond creating material for this ascension. And they gesture to themselves and the new body. And now, in place, because they used a quarterstaff. And in place of that, I forgot to mention, I'm sorry, when they were sitting meditating, there was something across their hip, but it wasn't like you couldn't easily tell what it is. Now that they're standing and holding it outwards, you see that what was once a quarterstaff is now a harpoon. This started now looking directly at you. Now, Toko, will you join me in the glory of Kyakuzen?
Join you? Why would I join you? You killed my family. After you knew what happened to me. My brother. What? Why would I ever? You said that god was not even supposed to be spoken of, and yet here you are. As that.
Then take your companions and leave. I will give you this one mercy.
Is really?
Ambrose is already on his way out.
Geeking out.
I'm
Like,
surprised.
yo, bro, I didn't sign up for this.
I turn around, Ambrose, stop it!
Let's get out of here.
Almost. This is a perfect chance with shark fin
What
soup.
time to be supported?
Darenthal, I need you to roll me
Letting us
deception.
leave.
You're already on thin ice.
Your performance review is already not looking good.
Toko, you have about 30 seconds to say something to Heka before a choice is made.
That means battle.
Okay.
Uh,
So Heka this entire time was only looking at Toko. As soon as Darenthal says shark fin soup, she whips her head over. Stares down this man. Tilts her head.
we can't go through this again.
I haven't eaten a sea elf yet. Oh,
It's always about turning people into soup.
I am so sorry. I forgot something when Avery went into the water.
Oh, what did you forget?
Oh.
He actually melts in water.
No, when Avery entered the water under Delora's form, his legs became a fishtail.
Oh, okay.
Delora's did not.
Huh.
Why only his?
Because you have control over it. Unless you actively did that.
No.
So yeah. Delora's feet did not change, but Avery's did. Which she did not see. When Avery comes up out of the water onto ground, or closer to the ground, they go back to being legs.
I think we have bigger problems than Delora being a mermaid, okay?
Yeah, but I need to make sure it got said, because that was like the entire reason I was like, holy shit.
Okay.
In the interim,
I am not starting this combat here. However, what is your actual response to Heka? After she says, I've never eaten sea elf.
Master Heka, I understand that I brought unruly guests to the monastery. I thank you for all of the teachings and the training you have done for me for the past 10 or so years. I would graciously like to take the invitation to leave. They threatened me with turtle soup also when I first met them, so it's nothing personal. But please just don't do any more harm. I don't think my little heart could take it.
Any more harm, but why, that's the point. To throw the Isles into chaos, and you can see like true joy coming from her as she starts like going on. To tear down the islands, to to remove those mortal fae and earthborn from their towers and caves, to pull the Genasi from their dreams, rip the Scaleborn scales off of their bodies, and maybe I'll find your brother and use his shell as a bowl. I need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw, not to prevent breaking down rather, but to hold your anger back specifically at that last comment.
I was gonna say, I don't think Toko could, no matter what she rolled.
Then it's a DC 20.
Almost.
Toko goes into a rage.
Toko does not go into rage, but Toko
that was
does
a joke.
step forward.
I was just silent, calm, fury.
Bye, Ambrose. Nice knowing ya.
No, Fizz physically drags Ambrose over and throws him in front. I assume Darnthal steps forward, Delora steps up, and it looks roughly like this before you enter combat.
And now that I've got Ambrose back there, now
We had a chance to leave. We had the opportunity.
And now I need all of you to roll initiative. Those numbers are filling in for me under the combat list. They will not show up under the actual rolls for anybody but yourselves.
I roll like shit.
You sure
I
fucking
rolled.
do. Fizz,
Wow.
just waiting on you here.
That was
But
average.
that is going to be...
Can Toko say something before you say it?
Yes, go ahead.
Toko will look Heka right in the eyes with the mist of fury in her eyes, and just say, "My brother has nothing to do with you.